Good to have a couple of days out here on the field and felt like any other week.
Was there ever a point that you thought that you might not play or you might take a week off because of it?
No, I mean, that's not how I operate in general, but especially with where we're at in our season, it's important for us to come out and every game is a playoff game for us at this point. But no, I mean, just as the rest of my body generally is the day after a game, everything was pretty sore. But by the afternoon, just get back on the horse.
Coach Claybrooks was saying you've essentially lived in the trainer's room. What might people not see behind the scenes that you do to get ready after something like that?
It's just stuff that every football player goes through. I mean, our training room is always packed every week with guys that are trying to get their bodies ready after the first week of the season. Generally, you're never going to be 100% healthy until the off season again. So, it's easier when you're on the road here because you're at the hotel with the team the whole day. So training room's always open. So you just follow the protocol that the trainers tell you to do, and make sure that you hang out with guys that take their job seriously, like Brian Burnham.
Are we going to see that high-flying Duron Carter that fans have become accustomed to? Do you feel like that's coming?
I think so. I mean, I hope so. It's one of those things where he's obviously capable of it, but we're not going to force the issue on that type of stuff either. When you try to force things the defense isn't giving you, that's where you run into issues. And so we had a couple of chances to stretch a field against Hamilton. Burnham was the recipient of a few of those, and that was good to see. But we feel very comfortable with the offensive line scenario that we have now with our guys healthy, and we do feel like we get into some more of our vertical stuff. But again, you don't want to force that and just fall into that trap of doing that all game long. You want to be efficient, be able to move the sticks and stay on the field. So if we get opportunities with Duron down the field, we'll certainly take them, and he's capable of making big plays for us.
He said before the year that he felt you could make him a Hall of Famer. How can he complement what you do, and did it take longer to develop that rapport than you maybe thought?
Well, I mean, it's taken a while, which it's to be expected to some degree. And the other part of it again is there's things that are out of his control, that are out of my control, that you have to deal with over the course of the year. Like I said, we've had some injuries and some movement up front, so we had to kind of get away from our aggressive down the field passing attack approach. So that changes how you have to operate, and so of course that's going to limit what he's able to do down the field. But that's part of football. Again, you got to be able to know what your strengths are versus the defense's weaknesses that you're going up against that week. But again, now we feel like we do have a bit more of our playbook open to us, but we don't want to get one-dimensional and try to live in only that world. So, I think it's taken longer for us as an entire offense. It's not just a Duron Carter thing. I think it's our whole offense. We've had to adjust and make a lot of changes through the first third of the season. But, I think it's put us in a better situation now that we've gone through it, because we're able to operate in more than one way.
Did you shave this week?
Yeah, yesterday. Can't you tell?
That looks like it's more than a 5 o'clock shadow.
No, I shaved this morning. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I had it at the perfect length to get a win.
How much have the O-line changes helped?
They've been a big time help for us, and it's not. I mean, we believe in every person that's on our roster in terms of personnel, but when you have injuries, you get some of your starters that are out, that are your anchors that you rely on big time. That's challenging, but then you also have to now move other guys out of their normal positions that they're comfortable to fill into those injured spots, and now you're bringing guys that weren't starters in to play in positions maybe that they're not comfortable with and things like that. So, the group of 5 offensive linemen are always going to play their best when they're comfortable at the position that they're in, and they're comfortable with the group that they have playing with them together, so they can play as one. So, having the 5 that we have right now, we're very comfortable with those guys, and they play well at those positions. But at the same time, it's football. Injuries do happen, so you have to be able to adjust. And if we have somebody go down, we've gotten a lot of reps with guys in various positions, but hopefully we can keep our 5 out there, because the more they play together, the better they're going to get.
And last one, how close do you feel this team is?
I mean, it's kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We do some really good things, and then at the end we hurt ourselves and keep ourselves from getting a win. I do feel, strictly speaking offensively, that we took a couple of good steps last week against Hamilton, but we didn't finish the game in the fourth quarter when we had the opportunity. So, I do think that close, but close is never going to be good enough. You got to arrive. You got to get there. So we got to find a way to get the last parts figured out. We do that, we'll start getting wins. If we don't, then we'll just sit here all season and say, yeah, we're close. And that's never